Yeet. That's me. Some people. Yeah. Yeah, I go live on YouTube all the time. In a minute, I probably will have one of you guys hold. I'm just gonna let a couple people get up in here and we'll see what's up. I'll probably actually maybe see. Hey, what's up, Juan? How we doing, guys? What's good? What's good? What's good? I'm back. Hey, you guys see the video I did the other day? Guys, check it out. And who's ready to win this? Who's ready to win this? Y'all want to win a gold FX, right? Did you guys enter? The GOAT. They're calling me the GOAT. What? Oh, I appreciate that. Hey, what's up, Chev? Cutting Edge Chev. She won the 50 cal. Other dude won the oh, he wants to win it, huh? All right, you guys, check it out, man. I'm just over here at the barber school. You guys want to say hey? Hey. These guys are, they're working their way through the process here. We're talking about fades and the fade scale, so I thought, why not include you guys on it? So, can everybody hear me okay? Everybody's cool? We're going to go through it. What kind of comb do I use to brush my beard? Apparently not enough of them. I mean, whatever comb is around, that's what I use. Yeah, hit that thumbs up, man. Please. That's really helping me out. I'm really, we're getting somewhere. We're almost at 50,000. Get to 50,000, I'm meant to give something away nice. But you know what? I'm almost ready to give something away nice anyways without 50,000. My next giveaway is going to happen right after this one ends. And a lot of you guys talk about how you can't afford a detachable clipper, right? Now, I'm not giving up this one. This one's my main squeeze. But I am going to give you guys a detachable clipper. So that'll be my next giveaway after this giveaway has concluded. So, the details of that, I haven't really got that all figured out just yet. But anyways, if everybody can hear me, cool. I'm going to start talking about these fades. I'm going to hand this phone off. You guys got any questions, feel free to ask them. And I'm going to flip this camera around. Bam. Here, bro, you think we could, I don't know, you'd be able to see it, like if I, you want to hold it, man? Just see, kind of like pointed at it. All right. So back to what I was saying, you guys. Just because we're live on YouTube doesn't mean we shouldn't pay attention, all right? Okay, so if I was to put a line in with the 5-0, just to recap where we're at, I just want to talk about this for a second. If I was to put the line in on somebody's head with a 5-0, and that's going to be the trimmer, or if you actually have a true 5-0, okay, if you actually have a true 5-0, which that's what this detachable is, it's going to work a lot faster. It's going to get you through a lot better. So this is actually really important. I want you guys to pay attention to this. Listen, you don't want to be putting your skin lines in or removing a ton of bulk with your trimmers because it's just going to cause them to go dull. It's going to take you extra time, right? So eventually you're going to need a detachable, and that's really going to help you get through fast. But for right now, if you guys are in school, you're probably not doing a high amount of volume where it makes this purchase worth doing. So anyways, we put the 5-0 line in, and we're going to come back with the skin machine. Okay, I got the Bronze Series 9. Bronze Series 9 is very easy to blend with. But we don't want to bang that right into the line, right? We don't want to do that. What do we want to do? We reach that line. So I put the line in with the trimmer, and I'm coming in with the electric shaver. And the beauty of putting the line in with the trimmer is the fact that from skin to 5-0s, it's a very small jump. And that's what's really important. Our jumps need to be small because our fade is hopefully this. Really? We got another marker? All right, anyways, our fade is going to gradually get longer. So here's the hair getting longer at the top, shorter at the bottom, all the way down the skin. Now, as long as we don't see any hiccups in our line, we're going to have a nice smooth fade. We're not going to have any problems. So as long as all our hair is lining up together, we're going to struggle a lot less. So from skin to 5-0s, it's going to be very easy for me to flip that out. I'm going to flip my wrist as I come close to this line. I want to stop just below it. Imagine just below it, as if that worked. And I'm going to come and start flicking out, flicking away, possibly coming down with the grain. What happens when we come down with the grain, guys? when we come down with the grain, do we take more hair away or do we leave more hair?
We leave more.
We're leaving more hair, right? So we can use that to our advantage in this situation. If I want to bust out that line, or if I have created a line and I need to fix it, I'm going to come down little by little and I'm going to get it. I'm going to get that out. So our next step, we talked about this 3-fade system, okay? In the previous video. We talked about it in the previous video. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna flip this around. Okay, you guys. Our next fade, our next thing we did the 3-fade system that I just talked about in the last video, and I recommend that you guys all look at it because it will help you to learn the process that I use to fade. It gives you 3 different systems to try to use, and I'm gonna explain one of them tonight. So, but you can still go back and you can refer to that video as this is live. Obviously, the quality is not gonna be 100%. All right, so the system that I'm gonna talk about first, okay, the next step that I'm gonna make. Who online knows what that next step is, or who in here knows what that next step? What next step should I make? Now, assuming that my skin step is perfect, my 5-0 step is perfect, and I need to begin this blend, right?
You should cut like the hair really short and then use this one here.
We're gonna go with an open taper. All right, I want you guys to check this out. I'm gonna put this mod video up pretty soon. This is a Wall 1919. I modded it to fit the Andis blades, and I've been doing this a lot lately. It's actually really cool. It's really fun to use. It's super clutch, and yeah. So open taper. They're saying it online because they follow. They know what's up. So, all right, the open taper. All right, I'm gonna put my line in with an open taper. Very simple, and I'm just gonna create this next guideline. So the next thing that will happen. Hey, Mike, you know if there's another marker around here, buddy?
That's a good question. I'll check.
Okay, I realize that my line is not super thick, but you guys get the idea. I've just created a secondary guideline. So if you follow me so far, our skin is perfect to the trimmer. We have a really harsh trimmer line, and now we have an open taper line. So we got lines all over the place, and we got to start straightening this out. So the way that we straighten it out, and one of the best and most effective ways to straighten this out is to begin closing this clipper slightly, keeping it on an angle, and working our way crisscross, but making sure that we stay just below where we were with that next step. So we want to stay just below that, all right? And as I begin to close this blade more, I need to stay lower than I was in that previous step. So in the second step, go ahead, Mike. In the second step, all right, I came up to about right here, where this marker is totally toast. You got one? Okay, we're on hold. We're on hold for the marker. Thank you guys for the 18 thumbs up. That's dope, man. I really appreciate you guys. You guys got any questions while I'm waiting for this marker? Fire away. Everybody online, you guys follow me. See you, Shirley. Thank you. Anybody online who's got any questions? You guys fire away. We got like 47 people in here right now. So I've been ignoring you guys a little bit. I'm trying to teach class and include you guys at the same time. Thank you. Hello. When am I gonna fade my beard? I ain't fading this beard. I hope you get to like it, get to know it. It's sticking around until it's at least down here. I mean, it might kick me off the roller coaster or something. I'm going to Disneyland soon. Why am I a Bills fan? That's a good question, Juan. I've asked myself this many times, but not this year. This year, I know exactly why I'm a Bills fan, because we're winners. Natural born winners. Cody says I'm going to cut it off. I ain't cutting nothing off. Lumberjack. You know what? Speaking of cutting stuff, I was using a chainsaw the other day, and that stuff, that sawdust started falling all in my beard, and I really did feel like a lumberjack. Oh, MMA's in the house. What's good? This MMA, listen here, everybody. MMA is a really dope barber. He's got, Amanda Williams, 4-1, baby. That's right, Bills. Don't distract me. I'm talking about MMA right now. But he's great, man. He's got a good barber channel. If you guys want to learn more, go and subscribe to that man. Graduating school next week. Graduating school next week. Need to upgrade my shears without breaking the bank. Any suggestions? Yes. I got great suggestions for you. All right, we're using permanent markers on the board.
We can take it off.
All right, we got permanent marker. We're gonna go for it. Okay, let me finish your question up before I do that. Now, Jennifer, I would tell you guys to just make sure that when you do buy a shear, it really doesn't matter what you buy. Just make sure that you buy something that is at least a 440C stainless. If you ask anybody who is selling the shears, what is the composition of the metal? What is the number? If it's 440C stainless, you're probably going to be all right. Beyond that, major changes are going to be like branding, possibly forged, possibly cast, but you really don't need to break the bank to have a good shear. Okay. All right, so let's get back to what we're talking about. Just a recap. You guys ready? All right, you guys ready? All right, so we did our open taper line, and we came up, and that created this swiggly line. It's supposed to be straight. You guys get the idea. So, all right, the next line, when I come up, I still have the taper in the open position, right? I'm going to slightly close this lever. So I just closed it just a skosh. All right, that's when I want to start keeping it sort of angled, moving it back and forth, crisscross, but I do not want to be above this line. I need to stay below this line, and preferably, I want to stay just a little bit below it, okay? The next step, I'm going to continue this process down. I'm going to bump this lever down a little bit more, and I'm going to stay just below that last line that I put in, right? Stay just below that last line, and I'm going to continue moving my way down until I have this all the way closed, and I've wiped out my 5-0 line. Now, a quick disclaimer here. You're going to notice that a lot of your clippers are not going to get that line out. What would be a reason that clipper would not get that line out? It's not zero gap. Now he comes through. After I put the permanent marker on the board, he comes through. All right, you know what? Better watch this out. Takes off that?
Hairspray takes off permanent marker, yeah.
Let's see. You guys think permanent marker is going to be... When am I coming to Texas? That's a good question, man. I might have to make a special trip out to Texas just to come check you guys out. Maybe find a little look and learn. Oh, yeah. All right, so they said that this would come off. Good morning from Victoria. I appreciate that. Good morning. What, Australia? It's morning in Australia? Alcohol takes off permanent marker. Okay. Okay, see, I'm learning from you. You learn from me a little bit. We just have a natural exchange of ideas and information. That's what's great about the internet. He says hairspray is going to take it off. All right, you guys believe this? He said use the other marker eraser. Hold up, let's see if this works. All right, he's just using a regular hairspray, run of the mill. Old dip. What? Everybody said bug repellent. Somebody said bug repellent. How much bug? Do you just keep bug repellent around your shop? Like, oh, just in case they jump off, I got this bug repellent. All right, then. That's pretty good. You know that's pretty good. All right. Appreciate you, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. I see you guys.
Bye, man.
All right. See you, buddy. Okay, so check this out. This is what, let's just bring ourselves back. All right, we did the 5-0 line. That's right there. All right, this is great. Now it's actually working. 5-0 line. We did skin underneath. Okay, we did our open taper, and we began closing it, moving slightly down, closing it, moving slightly down, until we wiped out all of these lines, and we have a smooth cut. We have a smooth cut from open taper. What in the hell? What kind of dry eraser is this? I've never known a dry eraser to fight with me. All right, well, whatever. Once we've had all of these steps done, we're done. And the only step left that could give you some problem is that very last step right here. Last one, below the skin. Now, the thing that could stop that from happening is that your clipper is not cutting close enough. Remember, this lesson is about creating small jumps. Very small jump from skin to 5-0. A very small jump also there must be between your closed taper and your 5-0. So that's why we zero gap our clippers. That's why we set them up correctly. We want to get this moving blade as close as we can to the stationary blade. What does the stationary blade do, everybody? Does anybody know? Stationary blade, all it does is lift hair up to be cut. Also can be referred to as the comb blade. Stationary blade or the comb blade. Okay? This clipper has a little curve in the blade, which means that it's very easy for some people to make mistakes with this. All right, a lot of people make mistakes because they they leave the head. When I tell people to use the C motion, right? The C motion, something like this. But they're scooping and they're leaving the head too much. And first off, this doesn't feel good. Like this being banged on your head over and over again. And there's no way for you to cushion yourself as you come in to properly do this. Okay? So the way to do this properly, the way to use the C motion, the way to do any kind of flicking that you might do is to anchor it on the head and rock up and down with it. Okay? And naturally, I'm already just moving to one corner. I know it's kind of hard to see. I've described this over and over again. But when you're trying to do that detail work, when you're trying to not create more work for yourself, more lines for yourself, definitely need to keep this thing on an angle. All right? Am I keeping everybody so far? Everybody's cool? You guys getting bored? Glazing over? Is anybody glazing over? I know, it's kind of boring sometimes, but if all our stuff is set up properly, we're not going to struggle at all through this process. We're not. Anybody got any questions? Some dude won it a few days ago, but oh yeah, he did. He claimed it. Will that? He won the Bronze Series 9. I actually shipped it out to him today, and I got his information, and he did everything he was supposed to do. So, by the way, if all you guys in this room wanna go ahead and enter for the chance to win the Gold FX, which is the next thing on the chopping block, you guys can feel free to do so. Go to the Gold FX review, check out the review. It mentions how to do it in the video, and yeah, you guys will be set. You guys can enter that contest. My contests are super simple. How to do a lineup? That's good. Let's talk about that next. All right, but first, let's finish out where we're at. Okay, so being that this board is a little hard to erase, I think I'll just start this whole thing over here again. Okay, so right now we're at open taper, and it is skin, and it is blended out perfect from skin to open taper. Now, if it is not, if there is any issues whatsoever, what are we gonna have to do? Before we move on past the open taper, what are we gonna do?
Move to the next guard.
Right? We don't wanna move to the next guard if there's any issues, right? We want to look right now as a perfect checkpoint. You want to look. You want to make sure that you ain't got nothing screwed up right now. You want to make sure everything is as perfect as it can be. If you see a faint line down here where your trimmer was, remove it. Make sure that it's gone. Go back to your trimmer. Use your trimmer like we were just talking about, working it up and down. Definitely keeping this thing on an angle. It is so easy to create another line. If you go in to fix something with a trimmer, it's so easy to create another line. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you keep it on an angle, just flicking those corners, and just try to minimize whatever kind of damage you might do. Because you could actually be pretty close to finishing a haircut sometimes and just like rush that last little quick, and then you're like, oh no, I just made a little mistake there. The whole haircut's got to come up a little bit higher, and I definitely don't want to like overwork myself. I was trying to maintain these 25-minute appointment windows, so I definitely don't want to have an issue that's causing me to have to go back and forward again. So, anyways, the next step in this process. Now I'm gonna throw you guys a curveball for those of you guys who watched that video yesterday. When I got done editing it, I've been kind of experimenting with some different techniques with it. And I wanted to say something. When you're working with this Andis blade, the double magnetic guards, it is actually really easy to almost finish this blend off entirely if we go directly to the half guard or the zero. I don't go live every day. I go live at times where I feel like there's value to provide to you guys, or I got a message to say to you guys. If you want me to go live more, I mean, by all means, ask me. I'm willing to go live more. It cuts my workload down a little bit. I mean, I'm sitting on some dope footage, man. I can't wait to get it to you guys. But that means I got to sit down and edit it, and sometimes it just doesn't happen as much as it should. So, anyways, the next step in this process, we're gonna stick with the exact same process we talked about before. Is we're gonna grab a number 1. If you guys are using wall, we want to skip that half guard. Okay. The reason why we want to skip that half guard is because the number 1 is actually so close that we're going to just repeat the exact same process with the number 1. So as we get a little bit higher, come on over here, take the number 1 open all the way up to here. So that's a 1 open all the way up here. We're going to begin closing it and repeat the exact same process. As we move down, keeping it on an angle, flicking it on the head, and working our way down in steps as we begin to close that lever. once we close that lever, and we've done everything we can do, there's still going to be some residual here because we jumped from open taper to a number 1. But what did we skip? We skipped the 1/16. He's right. He even gave me the good measurement and everything. We skipped the half guard, otherwise known as the 1/16, otherwise known in Andis as the 0. Okay, so since we skipped that guard, of course there's going to be some cleanup. So we're just going to go back. We'll repeat the exact same process with the half guard. And beyond that, all fades go to what number at the very top on my channel? A 2. Why do all fades only go to a 2? Why don't I talk about this at a 2, a 3? We're getting redundant, and I'd be talking about the same thing over and over again. But the reason why is because we're going to use clipper over comb typically we're going to use clipper over comb for like everything over a number 2. We're going to use that clipper over comb, okay? So I just really need to learn how to get from skin to a number 2 smoothly. That's really the name of the game here. So as I move up with the 1 open, basically what you're going to have now is you're going to have a 1 open. You're going to have it completely clean all the way down to skin. And all I got to do now is go from 1 to 2. So what will I do from 1 to 2? What can I take into a number 2 that will create no line? 1 1/2. She's great. She's great. She's got it. High five all the way from over there. Okay. So anyways, 1 1/2 open is the answer. All right. And if you're using wall, you're going to have a 1 1/2 open. So you grab the 1 1/2 open and repeat the same process, and you're going to blend it perfectly. You're going to have a smooth blend from 0 to a number 2. Now I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. This looks great when I can stretch it out over a whole head like this, across the whole surface. But I want to keep you guys understanding that this whole thing can occur in a very small amount of space. It can occur like something like that big. So for a taper, or possibly for just tapering the sides, doing a blowout, a haircut similar to yours, all these steps can occur in a very, very small amount of space, which would make the fade a lot steeper. It means that it travels from skin to something long in shorter distance, okay? Now, if I have time or if I have room to stretch out the fade, like on somebody like my hair, they can put the skin line in like right here. They can stretch that blend for a good space where they're not going to have to struggle too much. And other people, they might struggle because they're trying to get it done in a very small amount of space, like a drop fade or something like that. All right? Get some water, bro. I know, right? I do need some water. I actually just drank a whole bottle. How do you give a strong low fade without going too high? Actually, I covered that in the very last video. That's a great question, because if I use this technique, it's very possible that I might wind up going a little bit too high, right? And a way that I can avoid that is by using the number 1 attack. So if we talk about what we talked about in that previous video, I don't want to go through a whole. If I attack that fade with 1, I think the probability of you keeping that fade lower, I think that goes up dramatically. I've found that any drop fades I do, any kind of fades that I really want to keep it low, I really do find that works. It works well. So, other than that, there's a couple other hiccups you could run into. But for the most part, if you follow this and you work your way through the process, you make sure you're not skipping steps, you're gonna be able to get this done. You'll be able to get this done pretty good. It's gonna take time. The other thing too is the head has a lot of curves in it, and even when I do everything right, and I follow all my steps, and I did everything that everybody's taught me, there's gonna be spots in the head, like this hollow right here. How many people have had a little trouble in that spot? You ever see any like dark spots when you're looking at your fade in the blend? You look right here and you see a little dark spot here. Maybe you got a guy with some lumps on his head. You got a guy with some bumps in his head, and he got you got to work through that. You're gonna see like little differentiations and that. I think he said, "What's your Fran time?" I think he means what's my fade time. My fade times, generally speaking, most fades I'll do them in 20 to 25 minutes, and if sometimes he said lumpy domes are the worst. They are. I mean, they can definitely, there's certain situations and certain people, like, not everybody out there should have a skin fade. Now, as much as I love skin fade, you love the skin fade, he loves the taper, he likes the blowout. As much as we love these things, it might not be right to do it to everybody, because you might be cutting a client who's like, let's say, really overweight. They got a lot of rolls in the back of their head. And when you go in there and you want to do battle with that and you want to try to make like this nice perfect blend that you see on Instagram all day long, it's just not going to happen. Probably he's going to look terrible in the end. And despite the fact that you gave it your best try, it's probably not going to happen. So it's just, it's just not. We got to make sure that we're making good suggestions, and we're making good suggestions to people who can wear that style properly to help benefit you. Because if somebody came in with those rolls on their head or had those kind of issues, what might we suggest to them that might be better?
High taper.
Well, maybe a taper, but you definitely, I mean, you might want to line it in the back. I mean, you might want to just square the back. That might be a time for a square back or a round back, or it might be a time for like maybe we do a 3 or a 4 on the sides. There's plenty of people who have like alopecia and a shadow fade. He says a shadow fade, but there's people who might have hair missing in certain spots. That's another challenging one. I had a client, he was under like a lot of stress, and he started losing his hair, like just here and there and here, and he lost it all. Yeah, you had that. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
And it actually is a funny story. Like, not that he started smoking marijuana and it came back. He started relaxing. He quit the job that was stressing him out. And is your hair coming back?
Yeah.
We got a guy here who's got the same problem. He quit his job, and his hair's coming back. So don't let the job stress you guys out. If you're in a job, and I'm just guessing that many of you guys who are watching this channel are probably in the exact same position as we all once were, or we all are. Unhappy with where you work, want to try to better your life, want to try to make more money, want to try to go and feel more free at work and just have a better feeling in general. I mean, it's probably how all of us feel here, right? You guys all came to barber school for a reason, right? You came here because you want to make your life better. You want to put the sacrifice in, put the time in, and make those changes. So I'm sure most of the people who watch my channel and everybody else who's come to the school or came to the school or will come to the school, we're all here for the same reason, to improve our skills, improve our work, and improve our life. Do we want to work at, the corner store for the rest of our life, or Target or Publix? A lot of people don't want to do that. You guys probably, a lot of you want to be owning your own shop someday. Which is a funny story about that, man. I've been stepping in it. I'm going to show you guys a renovation video pretty soon. I've been keeping track of everything that's going on, but we had some dropped phones. We had some severe water damage in the shop, and because of that, I got whole new stations, new floors, new everything, and it is just beautiful and fun to work in there. I can't wait to show you guys my station, because I've optimized this thing. We're having like this little competition at the shop.
Nice.
Pimp my station. It's like Exhibit and Pimp My Ride, but we're pimping the stations out, and we're going crazy with magnets right now. And we actually found like a really cool way to work. I mean, I even went to Harbor Freight. I got a couple things from there that really, they seem to sell so much stuff that works well for toolboxes. So, I mean, on the whole, if you guys are out there building a shop or thinking about building a shop, the toolbox thing is a great idea. I mean, if you compare it to other things. Okay, this guy wrote, multiple colics in my head, tight curl texture, a lot of barbers screw up my hair on one side. Yeah, there's definitely that. I mean, some of these colics are going to make your life very difficult, just to try to get the hair to stay down, where some people are able to cut it real short, crop it to the head, and make that colic kind of work for them. Other people might wear their hair with a little more volume. I mean, women who have colics are generally a little bit more lucky, because they're probably going to have so much longer hair. It's going to help boost their volume up. Maybe you might consider wearing a longer style and like a taper or something like that. A little bit better for you, because not everybody wants to do battle with a colic that's just going to stick straight up. By the way, do you guys know what colics are? call it, or whirl. Yeah. So basically what's happening to a curl is trying to go in a circle, right? It's just trying to make a circle. Now, if you cut half of that circle off, it's just going to stick straight out, right? So you're going to learn in the future about cutting it in the crest and cutting it in the trowel and what's going to cause that to fall down. So like let's say it comes off the head like this, right? It's just curling off the head like this. If you cut it right there, it's just going to still flick out, right? But if you cut it down here, what clippers are the best to fade with? And I've been thinking about this a lot lately, Jay. The best clipper, I mean, like, you probably don't want to hear it, but it really isn't about the clipper so much. It's really more about the barber. I think the barber makes the clipper. I really do. Any barber that has got enough practice under his belt and enough reps can probably take just about any clipper you've got and do a great haircut with it. I mean, can anybody argue with that? Throw something at me. Now, can some clippers make your job a little bit easier? Yes, I definitely feel that. One of my favorite clippers, obviously, is this one. I won't go home without it. I sleep with this thing. No, I don't really sleep with it, but I love this clipper. I really do. This clipper has saved me so much money that I just can't afford not to have it. I mean, if I could tell you how fast I can get somebody's hair down and in position to begin the fade, that's a really clutch thing to do, because if you guys are taking 45, 50 minutes to do a haircut, it's going to be hard for you to make money. I mean, I don't know where you live or whatever, but like if you're not living in like Hollywood where you can charge crazy money and you're just living in some small town or whatever, you're not going to be able to charge the amount of money that you'll need to make that worth your while. So, I definitely think that you need to look for ways to save time. You need to look for ways to optimize what you're doing and move forward and get it done quickly. And some of these machines, like, the Braun Series 9 is another machine. I mean, this machine skins people so fast that it's smooth, it's fast. You can work quickly with it. You can blend fast with it. Somebody asked, do make a hard line. 5 zeros do make a hard line. I think it's just a statement. He's saying that this does make a hard line. He's right. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to struggle to get this line out. If I put this line in the side of somebody's head, if I put this line in the side of my head right now, who can get it out? We got one. But even after we just talked, you guys all should put your hands up. Put your hands up. He's like, oh, let's see it. So yeah, if you don't have your clippers set up right, this is definitely going to make make a line that's harsh. It's going to be hard to get out. But if your clippers are set up right, you're going to be able to get it out quickly. Hey, you guys, everybody who's in here right now, tell me how much you guys are paying for your haircuts. Let's figure it out. Where are you from, and how much are you paying for your haircut? J-Rock, he said they charge $25 to $30 in Colorado. I charge $21 at my shop, and I'd say the average price around here is probably about $20 to $25 as well. And that's just for a haircut. Belgium, 13 euros. Man, be hard in the boo. Hartford, Connecticut, $20. Cali, 25 to 30. Richmond, Kentucky, 15. Orlando, hey man, I'm not that far. Maybe I'll see you at the show. 20 to 40. Anywhere from 20 to 40 in Orlando. We got to move to Orlando. 15 to 20 in Texas. 20 to 30, I'm not sure. Oh, Connecticut, 20 to 35, he said. Tacoma, I could get a clean fade for $15.
$15.
15 bucks.
Yeah.
You wrote that?
Yeah.
He's sitting right here. He wrote that. Yo, you could have just said it out loud. He's sitting right next to me, and he's watching me through the feed. All right, 40 for a skin fade extra. Oh, Australia. That's where we gotta go. We gotta go to Australia. They're getting $40 over there. $50, 25 to 50 in Philly.
$15.
Plus tip, 25 to 45. Tampa, 30.
Phillies, 25 to 50.
Yeah, so like, if anything, I think this kind of emphasizes our point that if like what I'm basically seeing here. Oh, Trinidad, we getting $50. Don't make me get on a plane. Where is Trinidad? Who's Trinidad? I'm going there. No, this is an island, right? It's an island somewhere. They gotta import the barbers. That's why they gotta fly them in. That's why it costs so much. But I charge 20, Sam. I charge 21, and then if I touch the face, it's an extra 10, and then we can do a black mask. He said raise your prices, Eddie. I'm happy with my prices. I wanted to be the shop that a guy could bring his kids in and have their haircuts with me, and we could talk about football and this and that. Like, I don't need to have like the richest people in the world coming in my shop. I wanted my shop to be for like people like me who were not like extremely wealthy but still wanted to go somewhere and get a good cool cut. That's how I wanted it to be. I remember going places. I wanted it to be like that. I didn't want this to be like something that only like the best of the best can come here and only the richest people. Like, I'd rather I just want that normal hardworking guy. And if we're getting anywhere with about 25 on average. Basically, everything I'm seeing you guys, most people are saying it's between 25 and 30. There's a couple 50s in there. And if we're going to make money in this business, we need to get this done faster, but not compromise quality too, because remember, your name is on everything that you do. When people leave your shop, someone might come up to them and ask them where they got that haircut from. And if it's a good haircut, you want to be proud to stand behind it. You run into somebody at a club or at a bar or something like that, and he's telling everybody you cut his hair. Oh, that's my.
Next to the bar.
You're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself. So just make sure that everything you do, you think about that. Make sure that everything you do the best that you can, and that's why we need to get these done a little bit faster. And the machines and the tools that you can use to move this process along a little bit faster, they're out there. But if you're still in school, or if you don't have a big book yet, or if you have time in your schedule, there's no reason for you guys to run out there and buy a bunch of stuff that you're not going to use. But as you build up your clientele, you network and you grow, and you have to get things done faster. That's when we got to step this up. We got to find ways to save time. Really easy to save time with something like this. I can whip through somebody's hair. They wouldn't even know I was moving quick. I can whip through somebody's hair so fast with the Bronze Series 9 that they wouldn't even know I was moving quick. Now, if I was using like a Wall Finale, Wall 5-star shaver, and this electric shaver, any of the other junk Babyliss products, I will probably cause a lot of irritation. And when's the Mike Epps tutorial? When Mike Epps comes back, I don't know. I don't think he'll let me film. I mean, he was pretty cool, though. Got to cut Mike Epps' hair. I don't know if you guys know who that is. But he came in the shop one day, and he was cool. He's from the Friday movies and How High. He was the pimp in How High. Remember? He's like, give me some powder. We watched it again the other day. I didn't realize how big of a part he had in that. But, Mike Epps' tutorial would actually be pretty dope if he would let me do that. Anyways, I'm hoping to cut some Buffalo Bills player. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I've been sending them messages. I mean, I hope someday the Buffalo Bills, someone from the Bills sees this, man. I'll come up there so quick. I'll cut them up so fresh. I won't even charge them nothing. Anybody from the Bills, got you. Even extend that to some of the supporting staff. I will be there in a heartbeat. But I will charge you guys if you're just like a general staffer or something. But other than that, if you play on a team, you in there like swimwear. Frank Gore, let's go. I cut him. I wasn't feeling the Babyliss FX673 and was going to sell it. I barely used it the other day and have to say they're better than the Magic Clips. Yeah, I went through that. That's another cordless clipper that crapped out on me, and everything that you buy from Babyliss will eventually die on you. So I'm sorry for whoever wins this FX. Cold FX, because I know it's probably only going to last like another week after I give it to you. But, they're hitting. You guys seen the review. You know what's up. So, anyways, if we can get our haircuts down to 20 to 25 minutes, we can still make pretty good money. All right? If you're making $25 a haircut and you're going to do haircuts in 20 minutes a piece, you can squeeze, we'll just say roughly 2.5 in an hour. All right? Because there's going to be some time changing clients, sitting people down, greeting people, whatever. So let's just say you're getting between 2.5 to 3 clients an hour, all right? You're going to make pretty close to $70 an hour, $60 an hour. Some hours are going to be better. Some cuts don't take as much time, and some cuts are going to take you, the full 20 minutes. So as long as we're saving time, we're still going to make pretty good money. And this business, it's very You know, it's very much like this. You might have to spend some time on some guy. It takes a while, and then all of a sudden, you know, 2 kids come in, and it's a little faster, and it's just, it's a grind. And I feel like there's so many people who give up before they get to like the promised land. Like a lot of people are just like, man, I'm not making it. I'm only doing like 3-4 cuts a day. I thought this was gonna be different. You know, we could talk about why you're doing those 2-3 cuts a day, you know, some networking skills, maybe try to help you with like growing your clientele and giving you some ideas of things that you can be doing. But like the place really you got focus, man, is you can't let it get to you. A client leaves you and goes to, you know, somebody else in your shop, you can't let that get to you, man. There's a million more clients out that door. You don't want to chase that client out of your shop. You got to be cool with it, you know. No matter what happens, you gotta stay strong. Cause you start thinking like, if I'm only doing 3-4 haircuts in a day, you start thinking, is it me? Am I good enough? Am I not good enough? Why are people not wanting to come and sit in my chair? I put a lot of work into this. Why am I having this struggle? I put a lot of money into this. I bought all these tools. No one's here to cut. You can't let them thoughts consume you. You just gotta stay positive, stay on the right track, and keep working on it. You say, use that eraser on your ear, knock the line off. Bro, I'm coming through there to get a cut next time I go to Boca Raton. I got you, man. Stop through. You know, I already told you. I'm not going to kill you on the price. It's only 21, man. You know, anybody who wants to. I've actually had a couple of YouTube subscribers come through a few times. But, yeah, I got your books. But I'm leaning it on. I'm leaning my phone on his books. Yeah, he's right. He's right. Quality brings quantity. So that's a pretty good saying, man. I'm gonna steal that from you. Steal it from you. I'm gonna start opening all my intros with it. Yeah, he brings up a good point. Films want a fast feed from me, or a magic clip or something. But he just brought up a good point. I didn't even bring up the tips. You know, I was talking about we're gonna make $60 to $70 in an hour. Like, you know, worst case scenario, let's say that everybody you do doesn't tip. Yeah, you're gonna have tips in there too. And some people are gonna throw you double, triple the haircut. You know, you're always gonna have your clients that are checking you out and hooking you up and make sure that you're good. You take care of them, they take care of you. Somebody just asked if I ever use JRLs. Not specifically the brand JRL, but I have used their products. Bought them for like, I don't know, something on DHgate or Ali Barber or something. I can't remember what the website was, but it looked exactly like a JRL. It was the same everything, and I used it for a while. It was okay. I would not say it's something that will like improve your fade game that much. You got your, I think you got your comments in the way. You slide your comments down. Bam. We're in there. So, all right, you guys. I think I'm gonna let you guys go. We got to do some other stuff here. We're gonna go on break, and then we're gonna come back, and we gotta start working on blunt cut and long layer. And I know you guys don't want to hang out for no blunt cut, no long layer, do you? Because no one likes scissor cuts. I'm telling you, man, you guys are sleeping on these scissor cuts because some of you guys are wanting to do these fades all the time, and you're afraid to cut women's hair. And a lot of times a woman walks into the shop and everybody's like, oh, gosh, got long hair. I can't mess with that. Oh, man. Like, you have the skills to do this. You can cut this woman's hair or a man's hair. You can cut the woman's hair in less time, and you can charge more. I mean, yo, it's really a no-brainer. Long hair dude comes in, everybody's all of a sudden busy. These dudes are the biggest, you know, they're quick to jump in front of you to steal any client, boy, but a long hair fella comes in, they start, oh, you know what, I gotta clean the bathroom. I totally forgot my clippers at home. You know, like, all these excuses just keep coming out. But, yeah, so women do pay more, and that's the thing, dude. I mean, if I do a woman's haircut, blunt cut, long hair, it takes me not even 15 minutes. That's why, like, I'm going to teach you guys a way to do your blunt cut and long layer in, like, 15 minutes, tops. Quality, too. Quality. So, anyways, we're going to get to that. Thank you guys all for tuning in and hanging out with me. I know we've been live for, like, 45 minutes or whatever, and I have shown it, Miguel. I have shown it on the, there's a long haircut. Like, if you guys know how to use my channel, if you go into my playlist, I got, like, long haircuts in there, and the long haircut tutorials, fade tutorials, tools, reviews, helpful information. I try to, like, separate that because there's getting to be a lot of videos. Did you see Brady's fade this weekend? I appreciate what you do. No, I didn't see his fade, but I hope it was terrible. I hope it was terrible, and he loses sleep, and he eats him alive inside, and he's just terrible at football after that. But yo, I'll see you guys in another video. Thank you guys so much for watching, tuning in, listening. Remember, what you put in is what you get out, and I'll see you guys in another video soon. I'm out of here.
Bye.
And that.